on The Kelly Alexander Show is singer-songwriter and producer Tommy Parker, who has created tracks for artists like Britney Spears, Justin Bieber, Kelly Rowland, Janet Jackson, and most recently, Macy Gray. We're very excited to welcome Tommy back to the show. Tommy, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Hey, Kelly, thank you for having me back on. Appreciate it.
I'm always so excited when you agree to come on the show, and I'm super excited about the project that you just worked on with Macy Gray, her latest album, which is called Ruby. So first of all, I have to start off, did you know Macy for a while, or was this like a new working relationship for you?
Well, okay, so I met Macy. I worked with Tommy Brown on Leave Me Lonely for Ariana Grande, and the label said the perfect vocal to sing this is Macy Gray. So I met Macy Gray for the first time. I vocal produced her on the Leave Me Lonely song that was called Dangerous Love, but we changed it to Leave Me Lonely. And we met, and since then we just started her album immediately. It just felt good. She loved where I was going musically with things. We were both super Nina Simone fan. You know, Macy has a signature voice to me like Nina Simone. So we just really connected, and the rest is history. We worked hard. I love the album. It's one of my favorite albums I've ever done because I was so hands-on with it with Macy, and I learned so much from her. It was amazing.
And I wanted to ask you specifically, like, how daunting was it for you? Because not only were you co-writing the songs, but you do have a producer credit on this as well. So you're producing. Like, was it hard to switch hats? Was it just challenging overall?
Well, not really, not all the way. I love to produce because with the Janet album, I'm producing then and coming up with melodies. And then Jimmy Jam and Terry and them will go over the production, and Janet would write it. So it's sort of the same thing, but it wasn't as hands-on as it was with Macy. Like, she'll have this idea that will be so far off, and she'll explain it to me. I'm like, I totally get it now, but it would be out of my norm. So it was more of a challenge with some things with Macy, with being the producer and being the writer, because, you know, Janet, I was raised with the Jackson sound and Janet Jackson, so I knew it. I studied it more so than I studied Macy Gray.
Now, with regards to the project itself, like you said, she had some ideas. Did she have a bunch of ideas coming in, or did a lot of the songs come about from scratch?
Some of the songs came from scratch, but majority of everything, she spearheaded the whole thing. She had a vision, and she just wanted us to see it, and we gradually saw it. But Ruby was something she spearheaded.
And when it comes to the track listing, like the sequencing and stuff, like was it a story that you guys were trying to tell? Is it a collection of songs? And was it different? Like, was it challenging to sequence the album in the order that it is?
I think it's a Macy Gray story. We were just like vessels to her story. You know, she put it all together, and this is what she wanted to talk about. You know, Buddha, which is one of my favorite songs. I think that's like one of the greatest opening tracks to an album. And I didn't produce that or wrote that, but that's just one of my favorite songs coming into the album. It's so relaxing. It shows you where the growth of Macy Gray and how much she loves what she does to package it like this and to tell a new story, a different story from the I Tried days and leading up to this point.
Now, I've read in an article about that Macy recently did an interview where, if memory serves, she pretty much said that this is the best album she's ever done. Like, would you agree with that statement?
Yeah. No, I mean, because I think I Try was a really beautiful album, and she just came out with a jazz album called Stripped. I think it was about 2 years ago. I surprisingly thought that was an awesome album. I love the way she sounded. She sounded like a raspy Billie Holiday to me, and I loved it. So this is a great record. I think I can't say it's her best because I don't know. I think it's great. I don't know if it's her best.
Now, how many of you were working on the album? Was it like you, Macy, and like 2 or 3 other people, or was there a larger group trying to get this thing done?
No, it was a small group. It was me, Macy, Tommy Brown, and Johan. It was just us.
Okay, cool. And when did the recording start, the process, and how long did it take? Was it like 2 months, less than that?
Well, we really got a lot of the album done early, and then it was us trying to find the best home for the album. So that process took a little bit longer. So it took a little over a year to 2 years to get everything together. And the songs that we started off at the beginning of the 2 years, we brought them back and made it more towards today and added more elements to it. And it just became a really great body of work.
Can you talk to us about the single Sugar Daddy? Because I know that it was co-written as well by Meghan Trainor. So how did that whole situation come about?
Well, Tommy Brown was working with Meghan Trainor a lot at the time because I think she just came off of her album and she was doing a lot of writing again for Fifth Harmony. And, we all work with Fifth Harmony and them. So Tommy was friends with Meghan, and he said, Macy Gray wants to come over. She's like, you're kidding. I'm the biggest Macy Gray fan. I would love to write with her. So Sugar Daddy is actually a song that Meghan Trainor wrote with her father when she was 15. And she came with the chords, and she came with, some of the lyrics. And then for Macy Gray, we were just like, well, let's make it a little bit more daring. Let's make it like a sugar daddy, like somebody that's like you get money from and they give you candy. So we made it a little bit more adult friendly to Macy. But it was awesome. I think Meghan Trainor is so cool. We all clicked very well, and she gave us a dope song for Macy. So big shout out to Meghan Trainor.
That's fantastic. Do you think you're going to work with her again, Tommy?
I would love to. If the opportunity permits, I would love to. She's dope.
Yeah, she seems super cool. She seems super cool. And you were speaking about, each of you sort of working with different people, like Fifth Harmony and all that kind of stuff. How do you feel like things are in your world right now, like with regards to songwriting? Because I happen to listen to the podcast And the Writer Is, which is done by Ross Golan. I'm sure you've heard of it. And I know he wrote on this album too. Like, what's it like in the songwriting community in LA? Is it like a tight group of people? Are there different sort of branches of what you guys are doing?
There's definitely different types of branches, because sometimes it can become pretty cliquish, and some people work really well together and they stay amongst each other, and then some other people work well with each other. My thing is, if you get a good groove, if everyone has no ego and it just feels good, I work with everybody. I'm not too much in the cliquish type of vibe.
That's cool. And I also noticed on the album credits that Austin Brown was a part at least of one song. So are you still working with Austin? I know you and him are buds.
Oh, yeah. Austin actually did more than one song. He played instruments on the majority of the songs on Macy's album. He lent guitar, he played the bass on some, and we both played the xylophones on Witness, because Macy wanted xylophones. That type of stuff is what taught us, because I never played a xylophone. She's like, go ahead, play the xylophone. Any xylophone on there. Okay. So I know music, so so let's play it. So me and Austin start playing it, and she's like, not like that. I was like, okay. But I never played a xylophone before. But we taught ourselves as we were in the studio, and it came out nice.
Oh, my God. That's
but
fantastic.
That's how spontaneous and cool she is in the studio.
That's awesome. Well, I'm super glad you let us in on that, because I have this vision in my head of what Macy must be like in the studio, and I'm not sure if it's correct, but like I assume a lot of it's high octane. But is there times where she gets like pretty just mellow or whatever, depending on what song you guys are working on?
Yeah, well, the thing is, she's always up top of the song, so you might be listening to the song and she already hears a couple of steps that we haven't made yet. So she's always, directing in a way of what to do, or pushing us to go further with our thoughts. Like, let's make this a little better. Let's put this in there and make it better. Put more pianos in it. Take the piano out. Put a saxophone in it. Take the saxophone out. Do something else. Just be different.
That's fantastic.
So that's she's awesome. I love her so much.
Yeah, I don't think if anybody doesn't like Macy Gray, they shouldn't be on this planet because she just seems to have such a great vibe.
Yeah.
I know the 2 times I've interviewed her, it's just been such a treat, and like I hopefully get her back on the show soon. And I wanted to make sure everybody remembers that if you want to follow Tommy, it's very simple. You can grab his social media at Tommy Parker 80s. And with regards to the album, I always wanted to know this because I think if you are an artist, no matter what sort of genre that you're in, you're some level of perfectionist. Once this album was done and ready to drop, was there anything that you wished that you had changed or worked harder on or anything like that, or were you happy with what came out?
I was honestly very happy with what came out. No, I'm a producer, and I've never produced music from bringing in a lot more live elements. Like I work with string players because I produce Cold World myself, and I brought in Macy with the string players and a bass player because I would do everything digitally, and to bring all these people in and it to take a new life, it was beautiful. So I wouldn't change anything. I love everything we did.
Perfect. And I obviously know Macy loves a lot of live instruments. So is most of the album all live instruments then?
Well, it's a whole lot of live instruments added.
Okay.
After we have the digital side of things, we put the live instruments on.
Okay,
and
cool.
it just boosted it up.
Awesome. Now, do you think that, so what is the next project that are you currently working on things right now? Like I know the album's out for her, so what are you working on at the moment?
Yeah, well, Janet Jackson again.
Yay!
Yeah. My girl.
That's it.
Yeah, we just went number one with Made for Now, which is awesome. It's my third number one with Janet, working with her. So that's super, super dope. I'm proud of that. And I'm working with Evan and Ashley Simpson.
Okay.
Evan Ross and Ashley Ross with Austin Brown. Big up to them. Their show is doing well. And the music is really nice. Verdine White was helping out with their music as well. Okay.
How did you, when did you get the call to go in and start working on this? Was it earlier this year?
No. It was almost about 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
This is right after Unbreakable and right after she had the baby. I think that they wanted to do some more music, and it actually came organically because me and Harmony Samuels were signed to Darkchild at the same time. So Harmony reached out to me to work on the Janet album. Janet didn't even know.
That's so funny.
She didn't know. Yeah. So it happened organically because Harmony got reached out from a label to start working on records for her. And he was like, Tommy, you got to come. So I don't tell Janet stuff like that because we don't talk business.
Okay.
So I just worked on it. And then she called me and said, Tommy, was that you singing? I was like, yeah, that's me. She's like, I knew it was you. I knew you were working on this. So it really happened organically. It was very genuine and it clicked.
Okay, cool.
We have a number one.
Well, congratulations on that, and I know it's doing well on a bunch of charts actually. So I'm sure there's more number ones to come. And with regards to the song, I know you said so it's been a while. So because she had the baby in January of 2017. So did she record after that? Did she record that song after the baby?
Yes.
Okay. And so for the song itself, I know that there's a bunch of you listed as co-writers on the song. So how did that all work out? Did you work on it by yourself or work with Harmony at the same time? And how did that all come together?
No, it was a joint effort. It was me. There's a guy named Varen, Harmony, the JV. He's another producer that produced with Harmony. There's another gentleman that helped. Well, two more gentlemen that helped. I don't know everyone's name, but it was collective. It was all of us together. We were in the same room when we just started writing all kinds of songs just to get some ideas out for her. And we wrote it. We let Janet listen to it, and Janet puts her 2 cents on it and makes it a Janet record. But it was all love. It was a lot of people with the same mindset.
When Harmony said, I need you to come work with this, did she have the idea, like Janet, for what she wanted the song to be? Did you have a direction about what you needed to write? Or was it go forth, be creative, and then we'll see what happens?
Yeah, pretty much. It was from her. It was from her. You know, she is all about love, and she's all about the now of things. You know, spreading love now. What can we change now for tomorrow? Mm-hmm. So that's been something she preached about a lot. So, you know, it was easy for us to think of something that's dear to her, like cool. that, and that's how Made for Now came about, from what she preaches.
Joining us on the Kelly Alexander Show, music producer Tommy Parker. Make sure to follow him on social media at Tommy Parker 80s. The song Made for Now has many flavors to it. Was that by design as well?
Yeah, that was Harmony. Harmony is from London, and he's Nigerian. So he brought a lot of his heritage in the music in. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it sounds so eclectic. It really, and then of course the video with the visuals was just like stunning. So it really did make it feel like almost like a world dance song.
Yeah. And it's awesome. Jimmy Jam and Terry also helped as well with some of the production in this song, and so did Randy Jackson.
Oh,
Janet's, brother. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's great. I didn't know. So he actually put his producing hat on.
Yeah. It's a very talented guy right there.
That's cool. Now, are there more? Like, as I know that there's been talk that she has like at least an EP or something coming out. So have you been working on more songs? Like, or did you all work at like, on a chunk of songs when you were doing Made for Now?
Well, see, the thing is, with a lot of artists, you never know until it's like a week before it comes out. So I don't even know.
Okay.
I know we worked on a lot of great songs, but you don't really know until it's like, okay, we really want these songs. Like, okay, cool. But other than that, we have a lot of great songs, and it's going to be a surprise for all of us.
That's fantastic. And I wanted to ask you, because the last time you came on the show, you had just, the album Unbreakable had just been released a couple of weeks prior, back in 2015. And obviously, it was such a great album. It was so eclectic and well thought out, and just like it touched on so many different genres that I think Janet loves in her own life, and I think she put that through on that album. How did you feel about after now that the album's been out for 3 years? What's your opinion on it to this day? Because it's obviously had time to marinate.
Yeah, I still love it. I really, really love it. It's as a Janet fan, aside from working with her, I love to listen to albums that really show what she was going through in her life at that time. So at that time, that was around the time that we really got really close, and we wrote the album together, and I got to meet Jimmy Jam and Terry. So I hear myself being a part of that album as her friend. So I love the album for that, me being a part of it on a more personal level.
Perfect. And
if that makes any sense.
It totally makes sense. It makes sense. And actually, along that line, I wanted to ask you, from my opinion as an outside observer, it seems like since she's had the baby, so this is obviously after the Unbreakable project was done, but I feel like she's got this new, especially because I was able to see her in concert a couple of times since she's had the baby. And I just feel like, I don't know if I'm sure it has something to do with her son. She just seems to have this supreme glow around her now. And I mean, she's always been a happy person, but there just seems like this added glow. And she seems like she's really finally, for the first time in her life, I think, allowing herself to take in her accomplishments, not in an ego way, but just sort of realizing that she's accomplished a lot, and also really taking in, I think, the love that the fans give to her, and then her love back to the fans. Yeah,
it's her son. It's her son. I mean, to any woman, that's a very humbling experience to have a child. And, you always want to do better with your child, raised differently than how you were raised. But it does something to you, because it does something to me. I have a more focus. I have more love. I have a more there's somebody that you have to look after, and you're responsible for. You brought that person in the world, and it's a different vibe that it makes you have. More confidence in yourself. I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. I can only explain it for myself. Mm-hmm. But I see the same thing. It's her son.
Okay.
It is her son all the way.
That's perfect.
And he's at all the shows with her too. So she's performing for him.
Oh, I'm sure.
And all her fans, of course.
I am sure.
He's up there with you guys.
And would you say, Tommy, too, again, as someone that's not only her music producer and songwriter, but a friend of hers, would you say also that since Issa, and along with all of the things we've just discussed, that it's almost like I feel like she has a renewed passion for her career. Like, it seems like she really wants to accomplish like all these things now. Like, I mean, she's always been someone who accomplishes things, but it almost seems like, again, it's like she's been zapped by something, and like now she's on high octane.
Yeah, I think she took a break and she lived life, and now she had her baby. She did everything she ever wanted to do, and now it's like this is the next bracket of her life. Now she's conditioning herself to, to do even more. How far can you let it go? How far can things go?
Perfect.
And she's already a legend. She's already the greatest. She can only go even higher than this, and I don't know.
Well, I think she's definitely in a great place, and I love that she has such positive people around her like you and Harmony, it seems, and obviously Jimmy and Terry. I just think you guys, I think it just helps if you're supported by such a wonderful team with positive light, and you definitely give that off, Tommy. So congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
And
thank you, Kelly.
Of course. And is there anything that you would like to let the fans know now with regards to like things to be on the lookout for that you've been working on? Like, I know we've got some Janet stuff. We've just finished Macy. Are there things you're working on now that you want us to pay attention to?
Ashley and Evan Ross, I'll be on their album when their album comes out. Not their EP, but their album that's coming out, I think, in the next year. Look out for that.
Okay.
Look out for more music from Janet and more stuff from Macy. Go get the Macy album, Ruby.
It's so good. And I send you like the biggest high five and the biggest hug from here, because I told you off air before we started the interview that it's just like it's mind blowing, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of Macy and the whole team that put that album together, because I find like so many albums are uninspired these days, and that is definitely an inspired album. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Well, you are always welcome back on the show, and as soon as new Janet, music comes out, I'm bugging you again to come back on the show. So.
Oh yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here.
Fantastic, because I know, I personally love hearing these behind the scenes stories about how the tracks came out and all that sort of good stuff, and I know the fans feel the same way. So thank you for always being so open and honest and sharing with us what it was like to put together these masterpieces.
Well, you're welcome, Kelly. Thank you for always having me on the show and being such a dope interviewer.
I appreciate that. So make sure you check out Tommy, of course, singer-songwriter, music producer Tommy Parker. You can follow him on social media at Tommy Parker 80s. Hey, it's Kelly. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching and listening to our interviews. We always appreciate your time. Please make sure to follow us on our YouTube channel, and also hit up our website so that you can subscribe to our newsletter so you are always up to date with everything that we have got going on with the show. KellyAlexanderShow.com/subscribe.